grab your fucking grills, get your beers, and have a happy Father's Day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every week. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben.
Happy Father's Day, Ben.
Yeah, Father's Day.
Woo!
It's totally when this is being recorded.
You take the wind out of my sails sometimes when we record this show.
It's fun.
Maybe for you, man. Maybe for you. You know, neither of us are fathers. None of it, that we know of. I don't have any. You have any kids?
I'm definitely not.
I'm definitely not a dad.
It's a lot more questionable with you.
You make it sound like I go gallivanting around.
More than I do.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. But I'm not like, it's not like that, bro. Calm down. Anyway. Oh, my Lord. So, we're recording this after work because we have to because, we're very busy. If you haven't noticed, this is the third movie in a row that has come out this week. There'll be one tomorrow, too. So, 4 in a row. Kind of making me sweat a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Bob's going to be
fine.
editing this episode day of release.
Probably. But it's okay.
So
it's almost like we forgot about Father's Day.
If the outtakes sound like Bob is like, ah, that's why.
Yeah, I'm a little stressed out, but it's okay. Everything's fine. So, I just want to talk about Father's Day before we get into the movie. Because,
Oh,
I don't know what the movie is. Do you ever do anything for Father's Day, Ben? I usually do this on Mother's Day, but I thought I'd, start asking this to give a little bit of holiday background.
I guess.
What do you mean you guessed? It's a yes or no question. Do you ever do anything for Father's Day?
Yes.
Hey, you answered it. Nice.
Wow. Well, you said I had two options, so
Well,
I chose one.
You can't say I guess. What do you mean you guess?
I mean, I guess I do sometimes.
Okay, it's not like an every year thing for you?
I guess.
You are pissing me off. I wanted to bring up this little fun fact about myself because I think it's very interesting. And it only comes up around Father's Day. I was born on Father's Day. Like my birthday, the year I was born fell on Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, your birthday isn't on Father's Day this year.
It's not because Father's Day changes because it's like a set day of the month and the months change every year.
It's already happened
Not the
by
months,
the time
days,
this episode's coming out.
It's true. I'll be 23 when this comes out.
Wow. So old.
Yeah, man. I'm an old geezer now. You know what? I might need to retire soon.
You wish.
I fucking do wish.
You're
God
poor.
bless. Huh?
You're poor.
Yeah, you're poor too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, man, I'm really enjoying working full-time hours at my part-time job while trying to make this podcast. It's really, really great. I'm having a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
God.
not great.
Work has been long lately. And
Pays
it
well.
just kind of sucks. That's all. I just wanted to ask you about Father's Day.
Okay.
So what movie are you watching, Ben? Because I guessed and I was wrong.
What'd you guess?
I guessed like 2 days ago. I said, are we watching Father's Day for Father's Day because we watched Mother's Day for Mother's Day?
Oh. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Thank God. I hate that movie.
See,
I don't hate that movie. It's a weird movie.
I think I told you this at the time. Father's Day and Mother's Day are fun holidays to watch movies for because it just has to have a good mother figure or a good father figure.
Fair
Not
enough.
good, but like a good father figure character or a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
mother
yeah.
figure character. So it's super open for what I can choose. So I decided to get like a movie that seemed interesting. I haven't actually seen it. I've heard things about it. So
Okay, that's
this should be a
interesting.
fun experience.
I enjoy watching movies you haven't seen on the podcast because it means we're going in not blind, but we get our first reactions together.
I'm always a little less blind than you are.
You're always a lot more blind than I am.
That was wrong, Bob. You said I'm more blind than you are.
You know what I mean.
I
You knew what I meant.
did, but that was wrong.
Anyway,
So we're gonna be watching Frailty today.
I've never, ever heard of this.
Woo. All right. It's a 2002 movie.
Oh, okay. Early 2000s.
Description here. A man discusses his upbringing under a religious father.
Oh, God. That scares me.
It's an hour and 40 minutes long.
Ugh. I'm sorry if I'm it's not because I'm afraid. I don't want to watch long
He's-
movies in the morning.
He's afraid of the time.
Because I got to do stuff for Father's Day later today.
We've consistently had an hour and 40 minute long
Movies.
recordings.
Or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anywhere from an hour 45 to 2 hours.
For our like early morning stuff.
It sucks. Because it means we spend more time. I get less sleep, and it's sad.
All right. It's rated R.
Thank God.
Review scores. IMDb gave it a 7.2 out of 10.
Okay.
Tomato meter's a 75.
It's not bad.
Audience scores a 78.
Okay. It's above 50, but below like 80. So pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good range. I'm excited then.
For awards, it has 5 wins and 16 nominations.
People liked it. It got nominated.
I didn't write this down, but if I remember right, Fangoria gave it a Best Script Award,
Oh, great.
and it won that one, so...
I'm so excited to get a good movie. Not that the last movie, well, you will have heard one of
what
the
came
bad
out
ones.
yesterday?
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
2007 Halloween?
2007 Halloween.
Because it's just
fine.
called Halloween.
The Haunting came out Friday, and that's a kick-ass movie.
I don't know. You didn't seem to like that one.
I hate you. I hate you. You know what? Anyway,
Okay. Notable actors. Bill Paxton.
that name is so familiar.
You should know it. He's playing Dad Meeks. He's very famously, at least for me, Private Hudson in Aliens.
Okay.
You haven't seen that.
But I know a little bit about aliens. Just a little bit. Because
Not enough to know who that character is, though.
I've seen a lot. How do I explain this?
Spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah. Spoiler stuff.
All right. Matthew McConaughey
What? Oh!
as Adam Meeks.
No, this is not. No, that's not this movie, right?
What?
All right.
No,
All
that's not
all
that
right.
movie.
Okay, good.
He has done that movie, but
Yeah.
he's also Cooper in Interstellar.
I've heard that's very good.
Yeah, I really like Interstellar. It's a very good kind of hard-ish sci-fi movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Super cool in theaters because
Oh,
the
yeah.
music's really good, and hearing that on like surround, like super bassy IMAX like speakers, super fun.
Fair enough.
He's also more relevant for this podcast, Vilmer and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Oh, he's in Texas Chainsaw. I didn't know that.
yeah, one of the sequels,
Okay, that'll be cool when we get there.
which is he does something in that movie that I.
Detest?
Oh no, I love it so much.
Oh, okay,
I think
good.
it is probably the best part of that movie.
Awesome.
And when we get to that movie, I'll point it out when he does it because it's just so beautiful.
Okay.
Powers Booth as FBI agent Wesley Doyle.
That sounds familiar. That name.
He's played Joshua Foss in Sudden Death.
Mm.
He was also Gideon Malik from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from 2015 to 2016. He was on 11 episodes. That was his last acting role, too. Cause
Okay.
he
I didn't
passed
see Agents
away
of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
in 2017.
but the name is very familiar.
Matt O'Leary as young Fenton.
That name's also familiar.
We're bringing it back because we were here just yesterday in
Oh?
a very similar franchise. He was Gary Giggles in Spy Kids 2, Island of the Lost Dreams.
Oh, okay.
Because
Spy Kids, yeah.
Machete. Yeah.
Machete and also the kid from Spy Kids
Yeah.
who got, well, yeah.
Jeremy Sumter as young Adam. He was Peter Pan in Peter Pan, the 2003 one. Probably the one you watched as a kid.
Maybe.
You ever saw
I
Peter
watched
Pan.
animated Peter Pan. I didn't watch.
Well, it's
I
not
assume it's
the
live
animated
action.
Peter Pan. It's live action.
Yeah,
one.
I didn't watch that. I watched the animated one.
And it's not Hook either.
I've never seen Hook. I've heard great things about Hook. I've never watched it.
Luke Askew as Sheriff Smalls. He's like an old Western actor. He played Boss Paul in Cool Hand Luke. And then finally, Cynthia Ettinger as Cynthia Harbridge. She was also for Officer Jacobs in The Silence of the Lambs.
Haven't seen that.
Not like a huge part in that movie. But this is a fun one and why I wrote her down. She was Betty Black in Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny.
Oh.
Jack Black's mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that movie.
You just like Tenacious D.
I do like Tenacious D, damn it. It's a good band. It's a good band. I'll stand by that. Why'd you do that?
Like, what?
You pushed up your glasses like you were about to rip my ass over something.
No, they were just falling down.
Okay.
Why are you attacking me?
Because when you're about
Why are
to
you being mean, Bob?
when you're about to rip into my ass, you always go,
No, I just enjoyed Tenacious D.
I do too.
Yeah.
I knew that. I thought you were about to rip on me and say they were a bad band or something.
No.
Okay.
Director's Bill Paxton.
Oh. I didn't know he directed stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's also directed The Greatest Game Ever Played, 2005. The writer's Brent Hanley. He didn't write a lot, but he did write the short Day 73 with Sarah
Okay.
in 2007. It's pretty short. It's like, how long was that? Say 16 minutes or something?
That's fairly short, yeah.
Pretty short. I watched it on YouTube. Budget's estimated at $11 million.
That's not so bad.
and the box office was 17,423,000.
Okay.
So not like a success,
But not a flop.
but it turned out
yeah.
like they didn't make money, but
They made more than they spent.
they made more than they spent. Country of origins, United States. Tagline: if you've never sinned, you've got nothing to fear.
Ooh. Man, religious trauma is something that we've not talked about on this podcast.
Ooh,
And
let's
movies about
steer
that.
clear of that boat.
I don't know how I feel about it. Well, we're going to talk about it in this movie, I assume. It sounds like it.
Nah, we'll just avoid it.
I don't
we'll
know.
We'll be like the guys on the Titanic. We'll be like iceberg ahead, and we'll steer clear safely, and nothing will go wrong
Nothing
ever.
could ever go bad.
I got 2 facts because this is something I actually want to talk about. When I do research on films, I don't have Blu-rays in advance, right?
Yeah.
Because of the way we do this podcast and like our turnout speed for like how long it takes to order Blu-rays
Yeah.
versus when I know what movies we're watching. And what that means is I don't have access to like information on Blu-rays,
Mm-hmm.
which is where a lot of information from movies are.
I see.
And so I have to like really what I look at is more information that's in the public sphere, and then I can, for the most part, certify.
Makes sense.
So when we get to films that are less well known, it's a lot harder to find facts without access to a Blu-ray or something. So it's a good example of a movie where it's like, I don't have much because it's not really in the conscious sphere of influence. So not a lot of people are like, let me research this and then post this on the internet.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But my 2 facts are, this movie is the Bill Paxton directorial debut.
Oh.
So
Okay. This is his
the
first film.
film direction.
Okay.
And also, at the time of production, this film was Lionsgate's largest investment into an in-house production.
Wow. That's actually quite cool.
Yeah.
They make a lot of like in-house films now.
Yeah.
In current day, at least. But I guess
Well,
in 2002, they didn't really.
I actually don't know how many in-house films they do nowadays.
I think that
They do a lot of films, but I'm not sure how many of them are in-house.
I think a lot of them are, from what I know, and which isn't a lot. Could he be talking out of my ass? I don't know for sure. But from what I'm aware of, I don't think they actually they still, have people produce films and then they distribute them and shit.
Oh yeah, that's a
But
lot
I know
better.
that they make a lot of stuff in their own house now. They have their own lot and stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I only know this because the writer strike's going on, and I heard about it.
Fair. Well, at the time, this was the most expensive one they did.
That's cool. It's really interesting. The reason I know Bill Paxton, my dad really loves Aliens. I have
That's
never
fair.
seen it. And he talked to me about it all the time.
Dad was like,
He'd be like, we should watch this. And
Your
I was like, I watched
disappointment.
Alien and it scared me to death. No, I
Yeah.
won't do it.
that's all I got.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see y'all after the movie. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We just finished watching Frailty. I don't really get the movie title now that I think about it. I had really considered the movie title when I was watching that movie. What did you think, Ben? I want your thoughts, since you've never seen it before.
I think it was good.
Me too. I liked it. It was,
very well written.
yeah,
That's a good takeaway.
the writing was very, very good.
What I will say though, one of those movies where you should go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. I don't want to say anything. Like, I do want to say some things, but I don't want to. It's really,
We're gonna try and be very spoiler free, I think, in this episode.
yeah. We kind of have
And-
to, which means it might be a little short. Sorry,
Yeah,
because there's not a lot to cover.
but go watch it. Like right now, I'll tell you, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
But go
it's
in
worth a
blind.
watch for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth a watch. About halfway through the film, I was like, this movie's fine. By the end of the movie, I was like, okay, this is a great movie. Like, oh my God. There's some funny outtakes,
I
too.
had a little freak out at one point.
Well, because there was something that I called in my mind and didn't say it out loud. And then it happened.
He's just making it up now.
I'm not making it up, you son of a
Making it
bitch.
up.
Because if I said it, I would have ruined it for myself.
I know, but you're
Um,
making it up.
And then it took that thing that I called and extrapolated greatly upon that. And I was like, I didn't expect all this. So, it's pretty cool.
All right. I guess. Should we get into?
What the movie's about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should. I don't know what to cover. Well, that's your job, actually. I'll let you deal with it. You got this.
Yeah. I guess the way I describe this film is basically most of it's set in a flashback. Matthew McConaughey's in the present day, and he's talking to a FBI agent. And he's basically talking about his life as a child. That's really what the movie's about.
Yeah, mostly.
Like, the Matthew McConaughey stuff is like a framing plot to set up this style of storytelling and to have Matthew McConaughey be a narrator. But the premise for, like, the flashback story is that essentially, like, this family of 3, so the dad and the 2 kids, Fenton and Adam, live, like, a pretty simple life in Texas. They're all pretty happy until one day Bill Paxton hears a voice from above, and it's like the world has been corrupted by sin and needs to be saved. And he's like, I'll do my best, Lord. And then, yeah, that's it.
You don't want to say any more than that?
I don't know what to say more than that. I'm going to be honest right now. It's really hard because this movie is... So it's all about the fact that this dad has... Really good dad.
He's a good dad.
Like, that's established really early on. It's the 3 of them. They're pretty happy. It's a single-parent household.
Yeah, it's just the dad and the
But
2 kids.
He's a good dad doing a good job.
He's really trying.
And really trying, especially for 1979. He's very emotional as a father, which is not necessarily common, especially for Texas.
Yeah.
But he's really religious, and the whole premise of this movie is he gets these visions that are like, there's demons among us.
It's your job to kill him.
Gotta destroy the demons.
Sorry, not kill, destroy. He's very adamant that he's never killed anyone.
Yeah, he's gotta destroy the demons. And it's basically this idea of you need to be like this holy avenger. And so the whole premise of the movie is this dad insane?
Yeah.
Or is he getting these visions and they're real?
I want to say stuff, but I don't want to ruin this movie.
Yeah, there's not really much I can say of, because half the movie is that question, but also it's not even just that question. It's what extents is this man willing to go to because of these visions?
Yeah.
On, like, blind faith. And so getting to see that and the shock value behind it is the movie.
Yeah. And it's also, like, an exploration of how much will his sons commit to this thing with him.
Yeah, because it's not just him having these visions. It's him having these visions and then being like, well, boys, this is for our family.
Yeah, this is a family activity.
It's like family game night.
Yeah, except it's family go kill these demons. Sorry, destroy
They're not
these
killing demons, Bob. They're destroying them.
They're destroying demons. They're not killing anyone.
Which, if you couldn't tell, the demons just happen to look like people and have human names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Really. Like, all jokes aside, it really is that the setup's very similar to that game.
Yeah.
Which is also a reference to, actual religious stories.
Yeah, the religious, like, allegory throughout this movie, included in the writing, is very good.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of, like, religious references, lots of, like, small writing things that just make sense when you read it from a religious perspective.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I can definitely see how this would get an award for screenplay.
Best script, yeah.
Because it's written really well, both dialogue stuff, but also just how things are executed. I thought it was pretty tight writing overall. Matthew McConaughey does a good job, both as a narrator and as a character actor.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really good.
This film does one thing that I think is very hard for films to do, which is having a narrator character, because that's a fine line to toe between show and tell.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And this film does a great job of having the narrator in there to give just a little bit, but not so much that it's annoying.
Yeah, the narrator's not overbearing. He only shows up when you need him to give a little bit of information to set the scene for the thing, and then it just plays out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't never tell you what's going to happen, because you kind of know because of what's been happening the rest of the film. But it's like the narrator will just be there in the middle of a transition to be like, this thing, and then it moves on.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I think it's a very good use of a narrator as a plot point.
Aside from that, I think there's some interesting cinematography stuff.
I think there is some really, really pretty shots in this movie.
Pretty shots, yeah. Some things are very well shot. I think my only major concern with this film overall was some of the acting.
Ooh, which one? Who?
Some of the kids sometimes.
Yeah, the kids were a little much.
Because they were just kid actors, and sometimes they didn't pull off everything at the same level as all the other actors in the film, which made it stand out.
Yeah.
Because it's like some of these actors are doing some really, really good jobs.
Mm-hmm. Especially Matthew McConaughey, but also Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, too.
He's so fucking good.
And So some of the kids would do something that was a little bit more emotional, and they wouldn't pull it off all the way. But I'm not upset by that. Like, it stood out, but it was still good acting for a kid actor. It was just they're kids, and they don't really have that emotional range, so it's not a big deal.
Fair enough.
Do you have anything else to add that isn't
spoilery?
Yeah,
God
that's the
damn.
thing.
Well, with that description, I will say that I think one of the best parts of Bill Paxton's performance in this film is that while he is a religious zealot, in my opinion, in this case,
Yeah.
he's still attempting to be a good father.
Yeah.
And you can tell that how do I put this? You can tell that he believes in everything he is saying, but he also wants what is best for his children. And it's such a fine line to toe throughout.
And it can make him very scary.
It can make him very scary. This is not a horror film. I would say this is a true crime film, kinda. It's very different from what we normally watch, which is kind of refreshing, I guess. But he does such a good job at towing the line between what God wants him to do and what is best for his children. And it's very good. Same with the FBI agent. I think the FBI agent, like, while you don't see him a lot, he's pretty solid.
He's really in the framing story.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey kills it. I think, yeah, he kills it, dude.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey, I think, did the best job in this film. Overall, I mean, Bill Paxton did great, but Matthew McConaughey does just a great job narrating, and just his brief scenes we get to see him in.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really fun.
If we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, see, I'm in that point where it's like, this is again one of those films where you really should go watch it, so I don't want to say anything.
Oh.
But I do want to talk about it. So
I do want to talk about it,
me and Bob
too.
might have a conversation afterwards.
Okay, can we...
I got some facts, I guess. But
you have facts. Okay, thank
I got
God.
like 2.
Well, that'll make the episode... Because I feel bad giving such a short one, but, like, I don't have anything to say unless you want me to spill the beans. Because the beans...
Nah.
are the protein of this movie.
Bob really wants to talk about the back half of this film.
Because it's...
Well, how long was this? An hour?
Hour 40.
Bob wants to talk about the last
20 minutes.
50 minutes.
50?
I'd say 50, yeah.
Well, okay, I guess if... Yeah.
I'd say 50. Well, since we're not going to talk about that, I guess I'll just share.
I've been banned. I've been shadow banned. Banned by the Dark Lord.
Because this is the thing where, like, we give spoiler warnings, and we're like, don't listen to this. And we know people are going to listen to it anyways.
Yeah.
And I don't like ruining movies.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where I don't want to ruin it, because if you want to go watch it, just go watch it.
It's the experience of seeing, like, how far things go.
Yeah, the escalation, like...
And it really, again, starts to escalate halfway through, so...
Yeah.
You really just want to watch it.
I'll give a warning before we get to the facts. I think this is a positive. I think this movie is excellently paced. I thought of something to talk about, so I thought I'd bring it up before we get to the facts. Okay. This movie's very well paced.
Yeah, I didn't feel bored the whole time.
No, because every single time you think that you're getting bored, it does a switch from either back to the past or into the future where that's currently taking place. And they're very different settings and places, so it feels fresh when you get there. This movie's also super, super, super good at transitions. There were so many moments where they would hide a transition in something else, or a transition would happen, you wouldn't really notice, and then you'd be like, oh, we're back here. Like, I think whoever did the transition work in this and, like, paced it out, very, very good job.
Yeah. All right.
Now we can talk about facts.
Yeah, I also don't have a lot.
Well, at least the facts are something, man.
Yeah, something. First thing, the film is set in Texas. I think we've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, we said that.
And the, like, 3 probably biggest stars in this film are all Texas-born actors.
I didn't know that.
Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, and Powers Booth, who's the FBI agent.
I mean, that makes sense, because Matthew McConaughey's accent is definitely from Texas. You've heard that man talk? He sounds like he's from Texas.
Yeah. But, yeah, all 3 of those.
That means the FBI agent's accent was, like, probably
Real.
just his accent. That's
Yeah.
what he sounds like. Because when the movie started, I was like, what is this accent he has? Oh, it's Texas.
Yeah.
It's real.
And the only other thing I have is that there is a weird shot apparently in this film. I didn't notice it because I forgot to look for it, but I heard this. So, cannot confirm because I wasn't paying attention. But apparently, near the end of the film, there's a shot in the present, like in the modern day, so in the Matthew McConaughey time scheme, in which you can see the actors for like Ben and Adam as children, like on scooters going by.
Oh, I did see kids on scooters drive by at the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, just kids on scooters. I wasn't really paying attention to see if they were Adam or Fenton, but that's funny.
So it's supposed to be, I think, like a weird Twilight Zone kind of thing.
That would make sense. Okay. If we have nothing else to talk about, I guess we'll go ahead and move on. So there are 3 or 2 facts. We can head on to reviews.
Yeah, I guess since we're not going to spoil stuff.
Yeah. Or recommendations, I mean. So why did I say reviews? Recommendations.
Close enough.
Who goes first, me or you? Me?
You do.
You.
Mhm.
Me usually. Yeah.
Mhm.
True crime. At least, I don't know if true crime is the right word. I guess it is true crime because this isn't a real thing that happened, but it is like a crime movie. You know, it follows like an FBI agent. It's like a crime story. Makes sense to me. If you like Matthew McConaughey, really good performance from him. Like, really, really good. I really, really enjoy his performance in this. If you want, how do I put this? If you want a movie where their children are like some of the main characters, I guess, like children play a huge part in this, and the child actors are like around for a lot of it. So if you want a serious movie with child main characters, I think their reactions and stuff is very interesting because they're child actors, and it's very cool to see them in a very serious situation, I guess. When most children's movies, they're in wacky situations because they're kids, or like, you know, children adventure movies. I like them in this. I think they're seeing them put in situations where they have to make choices is cool. So I like that. I think that's it. What you got?
I don't know. I think it's an interesting film if you want to see something that's like, I wouldn't even say true crime.
I don't
but
know how
like,
else to describe it.
I would say memoir-esque, because that's essentially what it is. It's a person talking about their life.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Kind of reminds me of the narrative framework for like Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can see that.
So if you're kind of into that thing, it's a good watch. If you want to see a film that focuses primarily on child actors, it's also pretty good for that. But I mean, I think the big thing with this film, if you couldn't tell it from like the review so far, is it's psychological. It's all about this question of like, is something real happening, or is this just like schizophrenia or like brain tumor induced, like what? Madness, I guess would be the word. But yeah, I mean, if that sounds interesting, you want to see kids in that situation, it's a good watch.
Yeah. I also just think it's just a interesting movie. Like, it's something that I've never... It's refreshing because it's something I've never seen before. Like, it's such an interesting... How else do I put it? It feels unexplored in a way that I've never... Because I don't watch a lot of movies, I guess. So I've never seen a movie do something like this. So I liked it. It felt fresh. It felt new, you know?
Fair enough. And I guess, finally, if you just like Bill Paxton or Matthew McConaughey, they both do a great job in this. So check it out for those reasons. On that note, do you want to give your review?
Rating.
Or rating, whatever it's called.
Here's where I'm stuck. I like this movie. I think it's very, 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 very good. But I don't think I can give it a 5. I don't think I can. Mostly because, and I guess this might be like...
Nitpicky?
Well, kind of nitpicky, but like, I called some stuff without even like really having anything. I just knew, which is a part of good writing. But another part of good writing is like, I guess I didn't really get it until it happened. 4.5. I'll give it a 4.5. I think the actor's performances killed it. I think it's interesting because I've never seen anything like it. I think like using child protagonists, I guess, as the main focus of this film, super cool. It's very interesting in giving the situation that they're in. I think the debate on whether or not their dad is seeing things that are real or just having some sort of like, I don't know, tumor or schizophrenia-induced like visions is super interesting because the kids are put in this awkward situation of, do we listen to our dad, who we know and love very much because he's a good dad, or, you know, they're in a moral dilemma, which you don't see kids thrown into a lot, which I think is very interesting. And I think they do it very, very well. Yeah, I think 4.5. I don't want to say too much because, like, no spoilers.
All right, I'm going to give it a 4.5 as well. Like I said, I don't think the film's perfect. It has some issues. Just with, like, again, some acting, because it's very kid actor-centric, with high emotions at parts, so that isn't pulled off well. And also, I don't know. it just isn't perfect. But like 5's a very high bar.
Yeah.
However, it goes above and beyond what it should be. Like, you don't expect a story like this to be necessarily like the greatest. This idea of like, oh, it's the happy family, and then the dad goes crazy, or does he? That's not like the most complex plot ever.
It's not a lot to work with.
But because of how tight the script is and how everything's shot and like the acting, they really do pull it off very well.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and warn you here, but I'll warn you in a second anyway. If you don't want any spoilers for this film, skip the outtakes.
Because there's going to be some in there.
There's going to be, I think, quite a few in there. And we tried to avoid as many spoilers as possible while talking about it. But some of the outtakes can't really avoid the spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled, I'll tell you, future me will tell you in a second where to go to. But just be ready to skip around the episode a little bit. So I guess we'll see you guys in a minute. Hello everybody, welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Frailty so far. I think this movie's super freaking cool. And if you want to go watch it right now. Super good, highly recommend. But if you don't want any spoilers from the outtakes, please skip to 34 minutes and 24 seconds immediately. This next clip is Ben reacting to me and young Adam both really liking peas.
Oh my god, there's so many peas.
I love peas, man. Me too, dude. Me and this kid know what's up, bro.
Bob, you always identify with the kid characters.
Peas are so good.
And I'm not sure if it's concerning or not. You apparently are very childlike.
I love peas, man. They're like so good. Peas out of the pod, peas in the pod. Peas. This next clip is Ben and I's reaction to Papa Meeks finding his holy weapons. Oh no.
Oh yes, Bob.
Not the axe, bro.
Oh, but it gets better.
The gloves in the axe, though.
Do you see what the axe's name is?
What does that say? I couldn't read it.
Otis.
This next clip is Ben and I reacting to Adam saying he'll tell on his dad for quote-unquote destroying the demons. He'll tell. Got him. Yeah, you. You'll get executed.
Yeah, this is Texas.
I know.
They'll put him in
Firing squad.
No,
1979?
They'll put him in the chair. The electric chair.
I was expecting any other chair, Ben. You didn't have to. They'll put him in the chair.
The prison chair.
The prison chair. The chair full of Legos.
The chair he's sitting in right now.
Oh no! This next clip is me making another killer joke. You don't want to run away? You want to keep helping your dad kill these people?
I don't think he buried that right.
He didn't.
No, he doesn't. He's a demon slayer.
Good anime.
Shut up, Bob. This next clip is Ben and I reacting to Fenton delivering an amazing line to his father. That's a religious thing.
Oh, yeah.
What is 7 days day rest? Or said 6 day.
Seven. Ooh. I think 7 days is the day of rest, yeah.
Nope.
There
it goes. Here comes
No
the nails
way, he's
again.
gonna do it again?
Yeah.
That was such a hard answer, though.
That did go hard.
Has God spoken to you yet? There is no
The
God.
kid's starving to death.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outtakes.
If you
skipped
listen to them.
Yeah, if you skipped them, hi. Welcome back. Do we have any announcements, Ben?
No, we got
Think we do.
Halloween 2, which is Halloween 2 2009,
9.
not to be confused with Bob's favorite Halloween.
Halloween 2 from 1981.
Oh, the fact that you know that is surprising.
I know a lot of things. Dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. a lot of the stuff that gets like said on this podcast gets ingrained in my noggin. And it's a problem because now I just know a bunch of fun facts about
Nah.
horror movies.
These facts go in my brain, and then they pop out the other side until I have something that triggers them, and then they're all back.
I'll stop myself. I was about to dox myself, but it's fine. I won't. I won't say that. Anyway,
I have no idea what you're going to say.
I'll tell you after because you'll laugh really hard.
Oh.
If you're gonna announce that, I don't think there's anything else. So,
Well, we announced that at the beginning of the episode. That wasn't really an announcement.
yeah, it can go in the announcement section. Whatever.
Go watch this movie, by the way.
Go watch this movie.
I know this review kind of petered out at the end because we were like, what do we say? And then we got really low energy. I had a great time watching it.
I had an awesome time watching it.
Be a great film if we do a re-review at some point
Absolutely.
with the Blu-ray. We can actually talk about some of this stuff.
There was like a solid 15 seconds where my mouth was open and I was just looking at the TV like, they can't see that. Never mind. Anyway.
So sorry if that didn't come through.
Yeah, sorry if my pog didn't come through the mic very well. Well, if you have any other announcements, and other than go watch this movie for fuck's sake, it's so good. If you couldn't tell from both of us giving it a 4.5, check it out. Check us out on Twitter at Beware the Board. It's where I post updates about the show. Anything you want to know about the show goes on our Twitter. On Mondays, I post a spoiler post for that week's worth of episodes. It'll be a tweet with a hidden picture that is a movie cover. You can reveal the movie cover to see it so you can watch a movie before we do. So whenever you listen to the episodes, you don't get any spoilers. It's pretty sick. And also, you kind of know what we're talking about when we're being really vague about shit. On Fridays or whatever day I post an episode, or an episode goes live, I post a link to the episode so you can click on it. So if you ever miss an upload or wondering when something went up, it's all on our Twitter. It's our main place where information about the show goes.
You know, wherever you get your podcasts. So that means Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other places. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch us there for whatever reason. If you are watching us there, it's a great place to, like, support us. You know, like, subscribe, smack that bell for them notifications. It's actually a good way to keep track of when we release stuff because we release
True.
at the same time on there as we do everywhere else.
Yeah, it's all set to come out all at the same time.
But the best part about YouTube, and this is also a thing for Twitter, is it's a great way to communicate with us.
Absolutely.
We do read the comments. I think we have, what, one at this point?
Well,
and
yeah,
it's the
one,
sadness.
But it looks like my friend Brian is crying for help. And it's not a cry for help. It's him letting us know to go watch a movie called The Sadness that I think he said is like a Taiwanese horror movie.
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Yeah, we talked about it, but I want to check it out. It looks cool.
But point being is that great place to tell us movies we should watch. So if you have any suggestions, please be an angel and give me a list of names.
Ooh, that was good. Every episode, I get excited to see how you're going to tie in the movie to the outro. That was a good one. Some of them I'm like, meh, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was about Bill Paxton's visions, by the way. We didn't explain that in our review.
Oh, we tried.
But there's an angel in some of these visions.
It's a pretty sick angel.
Sometimes it looks like it might be a bowling trophy or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, my Lord. The only last thing I'm going to talk about, check us out on TikTok. I've been posting clips from the show on TikTok. I need to get back on it. I haven't posted one in a minute. We've been really, really, really busy. Dropping 4 in a row this week. I don't have time to make TikToks right now.
Also, 8 a.m., so
It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm not going to stay up any longer and make TikToks. I'm sorry. But I will post more soon, hopefully, because I think a lot of these newer episodes don't have TikToks made from them yet, and I want to cut them down so I can put them on YouTube as well, YouTube Shorts, so we can have both. But they're coming. I'm working on it. I'm sorry that there hasn't been one in a while. It's a slow process because it's a whole separate thing that I have to do on top of everything else. But I think that's our last thing we need to talk about. So I think that just about wraps us up, right, Ben?
I guess.
All right. I guess we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.